Recently, the O'Shea family wanted to become Ireland's first dedicated chipping potato packer and distributor. Kitty went to County Kilkenny to find out more.
The chipper industry here in Ireland has typically in the past always imported Marquis or Maris Piper varieties. Back in the 70s, chip shop owners struggled to source a regular supply of chipping potatoes, so they began importing from Britain. When the pandemic hit, like so many businesses, things changed for O'Shea's. They started to look at other revenue streams for potatoes, and with the help of the Irish Potato Development Group, they got involved in a project to establish Ireland's first dedicated chipping potato distribution chain. Now, before we start this story proper, I should probably explain how everyone is connected in this chipping industry story. So this is Tom Murray. He's an agronomist, and he, along with 40 potato growers, are responsible for growing the potatoes in this chipping story. But once you grow the potatoes, you need to store them. That's where Colin Buttimer comes into this story. He's a potato grower and a storage guy. Next in the story is the distributor. This is Kieran Carney. They already distribute produce for O'Shea's, so it makes sense they are in on this project too. And finally, there is a chip shop owner. So that's how everyone is connected. Let's get on with the story. Like, this project really is in its infancy. So what's the future looking like?
We want to be at every chip shop in the southeast, really, if we possibly can, and we want the best quality chips in there. So, like, you know, every year, the fact that potatoes is one crop 1 year, it is slow to move forward. But yeah, each year we're growing that area, and even from where we started to where we are now, it's massive.
O'Shea's are not the only potato growers in this project. They work with 40 other growers to produce enough chipping potatoes to sell to the industry. And one of these growers is Colin Buttimer from Cork. So was it much of a transition from growing table potatoes to chipping potatoes?
Well, we were actually always growing the right varieties, maybe for the last 10 or 12 years. But the main difference was in the storage, because we were storing at a different temperature.
And what's the optimum temperature for storing potatoes for chipping?
So generally chipping potatoes are stored, dependent on the variety, but at or around 8 degrees. So if you have a potato and you cool it down beyond 8 degrees, so let's say your normal table potatoes, which are stored at 3 degrees, you're actually stressing the potato out when you pull it down, and this causes the potato to produce sugar. And obviously when the chipper puts his chips into the oil, the hot oil, it creates a reaction and it burns, the sugar burns, which gives you your brown chip. And no one likes brown chips, we all want a white chip.
Do you think Brexit is playing into this in any way as well?
It definitely has caused chip shop owners to ask more questions in terms of where their potatoes are coming from, and it has made them look at maybe using Irish over using imported potatoes. If this project is to work and is to be expanded, there's going to need to be more storage built.
It's one thing to grow the chipping potatoes, but it's another to distribute the product to chip shops all over the country. And if this sector is to grow here in Ireland, distribution is a key role, but it's something the O'Shea's can't do themselves. So I'm talking to Kieran from Meadowfresh, who are another partner in this chipping project.
We have our own distribution network, so a lot of the people who will be supplying into the chip shops, we supply into them.
I presume they want to support Irish.
Oh, yeah, they want, and that's the thing, they want locally grown. We just have to keep the quality right. It's homegrown, it's locally grown, it's much easier to distribute.
The last part of this story is, of course, the chip shop owner. And I want to talk to David Lyons to see what difference this project has made to his business.
You're cutting out the transport over from the UK, the administrative burden from the UK. You're supporting local business, supporting local farmers, and you're getting the industry going in Ireland, which for years it's lagged behind the UK.
Do you think there's potential to make a big jump here in Ireland?
I mean, the takeaways and the chip shops have to get behind it, Kitty. So, I mean, like ourselves, we're supporting the Irish potatoes, we're getting behind the farmers. If more chip shops do that, more growers come on board, and, you know, more capacity is built into the system, then absolutely, because as I said, this year they're as good as, if not better than what's out there in the UK. But you need to get behind it, and you need people to start buying them.
The next time you're having your bag of chips, just think, the potatoes used to make those chips could well have been grown here in Kilkenny. But more importantly, there is now a better chance that they are grown in Ireland.